Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see, and it's definitely going to be a long time whenever I post this, so sorry about that. Viewers, I think there comes a time in everyone's lives when you have to be honest with yourself. And today I'm going to be honest with myself and say that I am a PC Music stan. I follow and try to listen to all the artists associated on the label, even if I'm not crazy about them, and often have very little criticism with the label or artists associated with it. But today, I do have a piece of criticism to dole out to PC Music. Thankfully though, it is not related to the actual music and art of PC Music, but rather the marketing and the being a record label part of things. In this video, I wanted to tackle the lackluster album rollout strategy that PC Music has been using for quite some time now. I'm going to be taking a look at 3 examples in chronological order, starting with Reflections by Hannah Diamond, then Apple by A.G. Cook, and Heartbreaks and Heartbeats by Carol, however you say it. Before we talk about the rather poor examples from the PC Music label, I want to take a look at an album that I think absolutely nailed the rollout process, and that is The Weeknd's After Hours. After Hours is quite different stylistically than anything that The Weeknd has made prior, and you can see this right away from the first single, from the single art alone and the music video. The first 2 singles, Heartless and Blinding Lights, dropped on November 27th and 29th of 2019, both getting their own accompanying music videos, where Abel has a bloody psychotic break in Las Vegas. Then on March 3rd of 2020, we get a short film which features snippets of the title track After Hours, which was released as a single a few weeks prior, and continues to uphold the new scary aesthetic of The Weeknd. Finally, a week before the release, we get a Saturday Night Live performance where he plays Scared to Live, though I do not believe it was released anywhere else besides for YouTube until the album released. And then on March 20th of 2020, he releases the entire album, and it ends up being one of the most successful albums of all time. With just 3 singles, 3 music videos, he was able to create quite a massive amount of hype around his album. Obviously, this comparison is not the most clear-cut. A.G. Cook or Hannah Diamond don't have even half of the budget that Abel Tesfaye has access to, and prior to this, Abel already had quite a huge following. But he did something very well with this rollout, and that is saving some of the surprises for later. Even deep cuts on the album like Save Your Tears became very popular. It's something that I think PC Music artists could benefit from, which I will get into right now with Reflections. Reflections was the debut album from Hannah Diamond, one of the longest standing members of the PC Music label next to A.G. Cook and Easy Fun. But even though her first song was released in 2013, her first album didn't arrive until 2019. Reflections is a 10-track album which runs for almost 40 minutes. The problem with this is that 6 of these songs have already been released prior to the complete album. It's not always a bad thing to release 5+ singles for an album. Many successful pop albums like Happier Than Ever or Future Nostalgia released quite a few tracks before the entire album. The real problem is that some of these singles were years old by the time that Reflections released. Fade Away and Make Believe dropped in 2016, while True released in 2018. 3 years is a long time to wait for an album that isn't even 40 minutes long. And it's possible and likely that fans of Hannah Diamond in 2016 weren't fans in 2019 or had forgotten about her by then. This is the exact reason why people think A.G. Cook has Hannah Diamond trapped in his basement. Speaking of A.G., let's talk about him for a second as well. Apple, like Reflections, is A.G. Cook's debut solo album, which was released in 2020 on the record label he is famous for founding, PC Music. Again, like Reflections, the album is 10 tracks long and is almost 40 minutes long as well. And again, like Reflection, probably flashed its cards a little too soon, releasing 4 of its 10 tracks as singles. Not only that, the first 3 tracks are all singles, and the closer was as well. Before listening to the album, the listener already knows how it starts and how it ends, which are arguably the 2 most important things of the album, or the 2 things that would stay in the viewer's mind for the longest time. Not to mention, the abrasive XXoplex kind of sticks out like a sore thumb playing between the acoustic Oh Yeah and Beautiful Superstar, which were also singles to the album. And Apple has the same problem as Reflections, being that fans of A.G. Cook in 2013 up to 2019 maybe had forgotten about A.G. before Apple's release. And we can see that today PC Music is still making some of these mistakes today. The whole reason I made this video was because of this photo. Carl's first album is set to release in September, and a whole 10 out of the 15 songs will have already been heard by fans. Thankfully though, her release schedule has been much quicker than Reflections or Apple, but I suppose at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. I'm going to listen to it whether there was 1 new song or 11 new songs. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe. We are getting closer and closer to the 1,000 subscriber mark. I really want to hit that, and and it would mean a lot if you subscribed. And also, comment and like. Thank you.